once they killed off Ragnar there, I thought it went downhill.
Okay, you got further than I got. I was probably maybe a season before that happened.
Did I just spoiler it for you?
No, I don't intend to finish watching it. I think it kind of got up its own ass a little bit.
Yeah, it did. Things got a little, it got a little emo, I guess.
Did you watch and or read The Lost Kingdom? Bernard Cromwell?
Negative.
Bernard Cornwell? Cromwell? He's a historical fiction writer, and he wrote a book about a Saxon that was adopted by the Danes who were invading England and raises a Dane. So he was kind of both worlds, and it was a really, 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 really great book series, and it had Ragnar Lothbrok. It had historical figures that people could point to and say, this person was a Danish Viking that came at this time. Maybe that's all they know about him, but it incorporated a lot of that stuff. He does his research. So at the time I was reading this with Uba and Ragnar Lothbrok and all these people that actually showed up in the Viking show, I was watching Vikings, I was reading these books, and it all had a real cool synergy. And then they made a series, which is in maybe season 4, called The Lost Kingdom. Huh. You should watch that.
I should. This very much sounds like the plot of, did you read the One King's Way series by Harry Harrison?
I kind of want to mock that name, so no, probably not. That's almost as bad as Michael Moorcock, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, he was a big sci-fi writer in the 70s, 80s. And this was, once again, it's somebody, he is English, but he was raised by the Viking invaders. It's got a lot of actual history in it, but it's also presented as a counter history kind of book where where they have the one guy there who makes different choices at different times and history turns out differently. But that was pretty much it like that. And it was a really one of the best counter history series I've ever read, I think.
I think you'd really Bernard Cromwell, it's not Cromwell, it's Cornwall. He's well known for doing historical fiction. He's one of the bigger writers in that genre. And this book, he gets into Alfred, Alfred the Great, who repelled the Danish invaders. He gets into so much really, really cool stuff. I recommend highly both the show as well as the book. All right, new topic. Cool series, not just cool book, but cool series, because I want to read a series. There's a guy named, I think it's just Andrew, but it's Tchaikovsky, like the composer Andrew Tchaikovsky. Okay. He wrote one of the best series that I've read in a really, really, really long time. True story. It was maybe 6 or 7 books. And it was based in a world, and he pulled a Brandon Sanderson where he really tore it up with the whole world building, world creation, the rules of the world with the magic, the races, shit you've never seen before. It was kind of in a, not steampunk, but kind of a clockworky world. But all the races were some variation of insectoid human. Most of them looked mostly human, but there were the mantis people, the beetle people, the friggin', name an insect. There were those people.
So it's a book for furries. Okay.
No, it was awesome, and you should read it. You don't like fantasy, do you?
I do not. I sometimes do. I can get into it. I just don't like how formulaic it tends to be.
That's why this is good.
There's a few exceptions. Most notably, my favorite fantasy author is Jim Butcher. Not because he's a fantasy author, he's the best action writer I've ever read. I've never, every time I pick up a Dresden book, I'm not putting it down until I'm done. That's just the rule, because you can't.
And that'll do it for today's video, guys. Thanks for going on this journey with us. Let me know how you liked it in the comments section. And also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel as we bring you more thoughtful and intriguing content in the future.